The rise of shadows. In the vast continent of Valdaran, the Torenza Empire has stood unchallenged for over a century. Emperor Oren Torenza, known as the Sun King, has brought unity and peace through wisdom and strength. The golden banners of Torenza flutter across fertile fields and mighty cities. But far in the frozen north, a storm brews. Scouting parties vanish without trace, and strange creatures are sighted near the Frostvale Mountains. In the icy ruins of an ancient fortress, a mysterious warlord named Kael Draven awakens from a centuries-old curse, raising an army of the dead from beneath the snow. At the imperial palace in Solathan, Prince Rian Torenza, Oren's only son, trains relentlessly to prove himself worthy of the throne. He's bold, charismatic, and impulsive, loved by soldiers, doubted by nobles. His younger sister, Princess Elora, possesses an unusual gift. She sees glimpses of the future through prophetic dreams. Rian's arrogance clashes with Oren's patience, while Elora warns her father of flames devouring the crown. Her visions are dismissed as nightmares, but her unease deepens. In the north, the fortress city of Darnar, once a proud bulwark of the empire, is suddenly besieged by Kael Draven's undead legions. The defenders fight valiantly but are overwhelmed. The skies burn green as necromantic magic consumes the stronghold. A single surviving messenger reaches Solathan, his body half frozen, whispering the words, "The dead march again." The Empire's illusion of peace shatters overnight. Desperate to understand her visions, Elora secretly visits the Temple of Seers, a hidden sanctuary beneath the palace where forbidden texts are kept. There, she learns of the Blood Star Prophecy, a celestial event that heralds the end of empires. According to legend, when the Blood Star burns red in the heavens, the cursed heir will return to reclaim his throne through fire and death. Elora begins to suspect that the prophecy is tied to the Torenza bloodline itself. Emperor Oren convenes his war council. His advisors are divided, some urge negotiation, others demand immediate retaliation. Rian insists on leading the northern campaign, but Oren refuses, claiming he lacks restraint. Humiliated, Rian storms from the hall. Elora warns that war will only feed the prophecy's flame, but Oren believes doing nothing would doom them faster. The tension between father and son deepens, setting the stage for tragedy. During the Festival of Unity, chaos erupts when a cloaked assassin attempts to kill the emperor. Rian intercepts the attacker, saving his father in a stunning sword duel before the court. Before dying, the assassin whispers chilling words, "The empire will fall, not from war, but from within." Investigation reveals the assassin's dagger bears the sigil of House Valen, one of the oldest and wealthiest noble houses of Torenza, a sign of treachery. To strengthen their defenses, Rian and Elora are sent south to Zareth, a desert kingdom of fierce warriors and cunning rulers. Queen Elira, a shrewd and beautiful monarch, offers her armies, but demands a royal marriage to seal the alliance. Despite Elora's objections, Rian accepts the proposal, believing it will prove his leadership. As they depart, Elora notices the sky bleeding red for a moment, the first sign of the Blood Star's rise. On their return north, Rian's army is ambushed in the Vale of Thorns by forces of House Valen, who have allied with Kael Draven. Thousands die in the onslaught. Rian barely escapes with his life, witnessing his loyal general Sir Thane torn apart by undead soldiers. The betrayal leaves the empire fractured and vulnerable. Rian's faith in loyalty begins to erode. Kael's forces press south faster than expected. The northern provinces burn. During the siege of Ironvale Keep, Emperor Oren personally leads the defense to buy time for refugees to flee. He is mortally wounded in combat, dying in Rian's arms. His final words, "The true war is within you, my son. Protect the light of Torenza, from yourself." A nation mourns. Rian's grief transforms into vengeance. Rian is crowned as Emperor Rian Torenza, the youngest ruler in history. His coronation is somber and blood-stained. Elora warns that Kael Draven's power cannot be defeated by armies alone. But Rian, desperate to avenge his father, orders a full-scale counterattack. His speeches ignite hope among soldiers, but fear among advisors who see the darkness growing behind his eyes. Elora defies her brother's orders and travels to the Ashen Wastes, seeking Seraphine, a powerful witch who once served the Empire before being exiled. Seraphine reveals the terrible truth. Kael Draven was once General Kael Torenza, ancestor of their family, who defied the gods by using forbidden magic to claim immortality. The gods cursed his bloodline, and that curse now flows through Rian. Meanwhile, Rian learns of a divine relic hidden deep within the ruins of Varlock, the Sword of Eternus, said to cut through both life and death. Against counsel, he ventures into the ruins with a small band of warriors. He faces trials of illusion, guilt, and pain, finally claiming the sword, but it bonds to his soul. The moment he grasps it, his veins glow crimson and his shadow grows long. The weapon feeds on his fury. Empowered and cursed, Rian begins to win battles through sheer brutality. He no longer leads with honor, but with terror. Captured traitors are executed without trial, and even loyal generals fear him. Elora confronts him, warning that the sword is consuming his humanity. Rian dismisses her as naive, accusing her of jealousy and weakness. The rift between them becomes irreversible. Kael Draven's undead armies march on Solathon, now led by reanimated nobles and fallen soldiers. The city becomes a battlefield of fire and steel. Rian fights like a god of war, cleaving through hordes, but his fury causes destruction within the walls as much as beyond them. Elora and Queen Elira struggle to evacuate civilians as the Empire burns. The red star ignites the night sky, casting the battlefield in crimson light. Kael Draven appears before the palace, his presence freezing the air. He declares his true intent, to merge the mortal realm with the world of the dead and claim the empire that was stolen from him by his descendants. Elora realizes that Rian's rise was part of Kael's design, the curse ensuring that the Torenza heir would become his vessel. Elora confronts Kael in the burning throne room. He reveals the full truth: the Torenza dynasty was born from his blood, and every emperor carried his darkness. He intends to possess Rian fully, using the Sword of Eternus as the bridge between them. Elora tries to free her brother's soul, but Kael's spirit takes control, merging with Rian into a monstrous, godlike entity. The final battle unfolds atop the collapsing palace. Elora faces her brother, now half human, half shadow. Their duel is fierce and heartbreaking. She pleads with him to remember who he is. In a moment of clarity, Rian regains control just long enough to plunge the sword into his own chest, destroying both himself and Kael in a blinding explosion of light. The blood star fades, leaving silence. The once mighty Torenza capital lies in ruins. With no emperor, no army, and no crown, the empire collapses. Survivors mourn their fallen, while Elora, broken yet resolute, declares the end of imperial rule. She casts the shattered crown into the sea, saying, "No throne can hold the weight of blood." Months later, peace slowly returns. Elora unites the remaining kingdoms into the Council of Free Realms, pledging that no one will ever rule over the world again. She becomes the High Protector, choosing to lead by counsel, not command. Statues of Rian are erected, not as a god, but as a warning, of pride, power, and sacrifice. Years pass. In the ruins of Solathon, a young boy scavenging the remains of the palace finds a glowing fragment, a shard of the Sword of Eternus. As he touches it, the air trembles, and faint whispers echo. Power never dies, it only waits to be claimed. The screen fades to black, hinting that the curse may rise again.